Well, good Thursday afternoon, everybody. We have a cooler air mass moving in for tonight. It's been an okay day out there. We do have a plume of moisture that's going to remain offshore at least through Friday. A lot of questions remaining for the weekend and whether or not any of that moisture will get into our area. We'll talk about that setup in just a moment. Decent afternoon out there today. Temperatures right now generally low to mid 60s, but you already notice a few 50s now showing up off to our west. Part of that cooler air that's slowly settling in. And again, that cooler air is going to protect us here as high pressure builds in overnight. Now, off to our north and west, that cool high pressure is going to lead to some frost that's going to be going on here. So frost advisories are now up for parts of the Berkshires and also up into northern New England. I don't think we'll be frosty here tonight, but we could see some normally cooler locations dip down at least into the upper 30s, so keep that in mind. As I mentioned, that plume is still offshore here, still south of New England, partly because of that cooler air mass that's trying to settle in over our area. So we're going to remain dry here again, at least certainly through overnight tonight and most of the day tomorrow. However, we can see Ian now has moved off the Florida coast. It is going to be re-entering the Carolinas here as we go through the next 24 hours as a Category 1 or a Category 2 hurricane. And Ian is going to actually serve to kind of feed that plume of moisture that's offshore and give it a little bit of ignition here with some more moisture as we get towards later Friday and on into the weekend. Right now, the latest advisory on Ian has a strong tropical storm, winds about 70 miles per hour, so they've certainly dropped since the last 24 hours. But we do notice that Ian is starting to get its act together, starting to re-strengthen as it now moves off the Florida coast. I think it will be a hurricane before too long, perhaps by the time you even see this report. So you're going to make sure you check weather.gov for the latest information. But this is the 2 o'clock advisory, has it at 28.9 north, 80 west, moving to the north-northeast at 9 miles an hour. So Ian, as I mentioned, is going to move off the Florida coast, going to recurve, and then come into, I think, South Carolina here as we get later on Friday into early Saturday. And it's going to, the core of the storm is going to continue to move off to the north-northwest. However, high pressure off to our northwest. We have a front off to our south. Again, that Ian is going to try to feed. So we have a battle zone setting up with that tropical air trying to move northward, more Canadian air moving southward. And we're going to have a tight pressure gradient in between those two systems. That's going to give us, I think, a stiff northeast breeze here as we go through the weekend. And as that front gets closer to us and that breeze continues to stiffen up, there could be some showers, some drizzle here moving in as we get through the weekend. But the heaviest of rain, the flooding rains, will certainly stay well off to our south and west. So, you know, it's an indirect effect from Ian. Ian is certainly part of the equation, but it's not saying that we're getting a hurricane here this weekend. We're just saying that we could see some of the effects. There's going to be a really sharp cutoff here. We're going to go from areas, especially south of the Pike, which could pick up, you know, an inch or two of rain as you get down towards the Cape. And then once you get north of the Pike, maybe up towards Topsfield, it doesn't rain at all. Hint, hint, Topsfield, where the fair begins this weekend. I think as you get up towards there, you'll be seeing very little in the way of rainfall activity. But we're focused on our weather because, of course, it is homecoming weekend here at Bridgewater State University. We got a 4 o'clock kickoff. I think there's going to be a lot of clouds around. It will be breezy. And again, there's the chance of some rain or shower activity. It certainly will not be a washout, but you're going to want to have the jacket and the rain gear just in case we do see any rains from this. It's going to be kind of cool, too. Generally, highs in the low 60s on Saturday. That's about it. By the time we get to the fourth quarter, again, it's a 4 o'clock game, so we're getting into the evening now. Temperatures will be falling through the 50s for sure. And again, it may feel a bit cooler, again, because of that wind off the water. So keep it in mind, it's not the driest of days, but I don't think it's going to be a total washout either. Just be prepared in case any of those tropical showers do move northward. As far as tonight, it's clear skies, few clouds surrounding us, lows generally in the upper 30s to about mid 40s, slightly warmer in the cities, of course. And then tomorrow, generally temperatures in the low to mid 60s. We should see sunshine, but those clouds are going to increase as we go through the afternoon tomorrow. And then again, it does appear that there'll be some showers around, certainly off and on Saturday. But the steadiest of rain could actually come in here towards Sunday night into early Monday. And again, maybe Monday night into Tuesday. That's when the core of Ian may get as close as it gets to us as it skirts off to the south of New England. We'll keep an eye on it and keep an eye through the weekend. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.